Hey folks, just wanted to follow up on my previous video regarding Funcom and Game Watcher's announcement about a new title within the Empyrion universe. There's been some interesting developments there. I did reach out to Funcom, Game Watcher, and Eleon regarding that. I haven't heard back from Funcom, but I did get some information regarding that in the Eleon Q&A on their website, as well as I did get information back from the Games Watcher journalist personally about that. Not only that, but also a little bit more information regarding Eleon's partnership with Funcom, the extent of that, how that works. So I'll be providing a little bit more information towards the end of the video here. A recap on how we got here. So on the heels of the Dark Faction announcement, Funcom, in addition to Game Watcher, dropped their own articles, their own news presses regarding not just the information about Dark Faction, but also something else. They alluded to a new unannounced Empyrion title. That's Funcom's words, and Game Watcher goes on to say an Empyrion sequel or next title in the Empyrion universe. So it seems that something bigger, something heavier than a DLC or an expansion seems to be confirmed here, not just on Game Watcher's account, but also on Funcom as well. I'll be providing a link in the description and also the pinned comment, so you can go read this yourself. But the language here suggests that not only the Dark Faction DLC expansion, but also goes on to mention a Empyrion title, so that would be a standalone entity. So that's this is Eleon's partner, Funcom. So if they would have the information, which they presumably they should, since that's their partner, so you'd have to assume that that information is valid. So Eleon currently has a Q&A going on their website. A number of us have chimed in and asked some questions. Rivian had this to ask. The Funcom announcement mentions a future Empyrion title, and there's been a lot of speculation what this means. Are you able to say if this is another DLC, an Empyrion sequel, or another game set in the Empyrion universe? Eleon's response was undefined future projects in Empyrion. Interesting there, a plurality projects, so not a whole lot there, but it does give some insight that they haven't confirmed nor denied the idea of a sequel, so that's interesting. I did reach out to Jamie Davey at Game Watcher, who originally wrote the article with the mention of an Empyrion sequel in its title. And so what I asked was, found your article intriguing and was curious if you could provide more info or clarity regarding Empyrion's sequel, if possible. Mainly, I was curious if your source was Funcom or Eleon, and if it can be confirmed if the sequel, if not that, then perhaps this new title is something that it's its own entity and not just a DLC or expansion. Jamie Davey went on to respond. The source is both parties. Although Funcom marketing and PR department would have written up the press release received, the upcoming project, which could be a sequel, isn't a DLC or expansion. It's something entirely new in the Empyrion franchise. So that kind of goes on to confirm that it's not a DLC or expansion. Think something bigger. Yeah. So the other big part, or big point rather, is that there's been a lot of, I guess you could say, outrage or interest, to put it nicely, with the partnership between Funcom and Eleon. So I did a little look into with that towards the Q&A. I did ask, one of the bigger questions or concerns people have is the Funcom-Eleon partnership, and whether Eleon might lose its independence through acquisition. Are you guys in a position to elaborate on what the dynamic is? Is it merely just a marketing partnership where Eleon gives a portions of its sales for advertising? Or does it extend beyond that, with Funcom giving direction or having some oversight? So Eleon had this to say we keep the IP of the game 100%. Funcom helps us doing the marketing and marketing aspect of the game. So it kind of looks like it's not fully intertwined, but maybe some people have concerns about that there's some sort of fusion or blending, or maybe Funcom has oversight on that. So at the moment, as far as we know, and by Eleon's own account, that's not the case. That's also something I did inquire with Jamie if he had maybe found out any more information on that. I went on to ask. Also, is it possible? I'm curious if you're able to get info on Funcom and Eleon's partnership, whether it's just an advertising deal, or if Funcom has some leadership or oversight role, or if there's some sort of acquisition planned in the future. To which he had this response to say, I've not seen any official details, although I believe most partnerships of this nature are a relationship where Funcom provides funding, marketing, and PR resources, but doesn't get involved directly in the development. They will most likely get most of the sales until the game breaks even, at which point Eleon will start getting royalties. So yeah, kind of touches base on just it's, they're their own entities or their own IP. Eleon, I guess, is getting some portion of, well, if the account of Jamie is correct, then so it's looking like once they break even, then Eleon's going to start taking in their own money. Yeah, interesting. So maybe perhaps it's not, maybe we're not ready to throw the baby out with the bathwater in this, with the whole Funcom and Eleon dynamic just yet. So yeah, if I find out any more information on this regarding the Funcom Eleon dynamic, or any more information regarding this title or sequel, or any other information about some sort of project going on here, maybe Funcom will eventually respond to me. If I get that information back, I will give you an update on that. If you want to look at any of the source, check the pinned comment, the description. I'll have all of this leading back to the Game Watcher article, the Funcom announcement, as well as the Q&A going on the Empyrion website, if that's something interests you. Let me know what your comments are. Let me know your thoughts. Like, is maybe this clearing up of the dynamic between Eleon and Funcom, does that alleviate some of your concerns regarding Funcom oversight, or maybe it's not enough? And what are your thoughts on this whole sequel or new title talk? That's really interesting. So looks like even by Eleon's own accounts, there seems to be some additional future projects planned. So it'd be interesting to see what these releases are. So let me know your thoughts on that below. Yeah, until next time, I'll catch you later. LyfeForce out.